Good afternoon. It's bloody action time. We are about to rip this Echo apart. As you saw last time, I've got myself an Echo. It's now all road legal and I've already got the engine built, so what better to do than pull the car apart and make sure everything's actually going to bloody work as I want it to. I went for a little bit of pre-build motivation here, chucked the aero kit kind of on, the bumper's about to fall off. Got the wheels on, cut the springs, the front's still way too high. Back's arguably too high, but she's sitting on the tyre. We got some Demon cambers there, 15x7 plus 0. Side skirt obviously on, rear bumper. Haven't swapped that over yet, just not sure how to get it off. I've got to get the one off the black car anyway, put it on to the white car so I can sell it. Hopefully get that up for sale and get it gone within a week or two. Just don't need it. But the big thing for today is, let's get this Echo up in the air, up on stands, and just start ripping it apart. Basically, everything's got to come out. I don't know if I start at the front or the back, but yeah, pretty much the whole underbody's coming out. And then tomorrow I'll probably start on the interior, get it all about, and maybe even just sit the engine in there and find out. Because yeah, I don't think it's going to fit where the steering rack is. And I might have bought myself a Yaris yet, just for some extra little parts to upgrade this car. But we'll see how that all comes about. But for now, let's get this bloody car up. I guess you could say things are coming along. We're about an hour or so into Echo and Chill, and this is how we're looking. She's empty. Luckily the radiator support just unbolted, which made life easy. But we've got a world of pain going on here. So you can see there, we've got a steering rack. That's going to be inside the clutch pretty much. It's not going to work there. Not at all. And that's really disappointing. It's a bit of a battle I'm going to face right now, because I think the steering rack's going to have to come off. The power steering pump's still attached. I don't want to make a mess. I'm just going to try and unbolt it at each end and bolt it down at the knuckles, slide the bastard out. And I reckon I'm going to have to cut straight down there, move the rack further forward. But what I'm thinking is get the rack out. Tomorrow, when get the rack out, and then tomorrow when I am feeling a bit like it, we'll get the motor around here, lower it in, and see what clearances we've actually got, where the rack should go. Maybe use this rack to dummy up until I get my next one. But yeah, it's a bit of a bastard. It's a bit more work than I expected. So I guess we just move on to the next step. The old motor just chilling over there, gearbox off it. Gearbox is sold at least. So we'll strip that down. Someone's coming to get that. Someone wants the engine, let me know. Yeah, round to the back now. I'm gonna crawl under there. Strip out that bloody beam axle. Probably the exhaust as well, because that doesn't need to be there. The struts. It's just a whole lot of junk. Unfortunately, if I'm doing the rear end, it means the brake lines are going to come off. I'm going to have to find a couple of bottles or cans or something just to put around the brake lines, just to stop a bit of the mess. Far out. What else do we do? Guess might pull out the front struts as well, so that way I can plan out what I'm going to do there. It's has escalated. I didn't want to deal with this much today in my mind. I definitely underplayed to myself what I was in for, and I still don't really know what I'm in for. But damn, look at that. Ass's regret. Ruined a perfectly good car. My poor Echo. At least the wheels look good. Alright. Back with me in a second when I've ripped more shit out. Oh wow. What a day. Recorded bugger all, to be honest, but I've just been stripping the car. Hasn't been that interesting for you guys. For me it hasn't been that interesting either. It's just been bloody, just a bit disheartening, to be honest, working out what battles I'm actually going to have to face, because look at this. It's bloody bare. Nothing really there. The subframe's held in with one nut. Probably just drop that out tomorrow, because tomorrow we've got, well, pretty much the next clip we're going to be trying to put this motor in. Tomorrow for me, a couple of seconds for you guys. Going around the back, I mean we've got no axle, nothing there. Strut could probably come off, but I don't want to take that cow off. Interior, no shifter, no handbrake, ready for a tunnel to get cut out. I mean, I gotta pull the dashboard out, I gotta pull the seats out. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that. That's a bit of an ordeal. The back, the fuel tank's out, and under here, it's actually got more space than I thought. So small win there. Just got to cut that spare tyre out and then work out what else I'm going to cut out. Probably chassis rails. But when it comes to chassis rails, I don't want to think about that either. Just, what a bloody nightmare that's going to be. Just to get through them, get them all braced up and make them strong again. But I guess here's pretty much where I need to start writing myself a list and working out what I need to be doing next. I know next step's definitely mocking up that motor. Got a couple of little things I need to button up on the motor before I can get it in there. So I'll do them tonight off camera. But yeah, she's looking like a destroyed car. Fucking ruined it. Fucking ruined a good car. Oh god damn it. Alright, let's see if the 7age will fit tomorrow. I spent a lot of last night laying in bed thinking about this moment. I'm hoping it goes smooth. We have got here the mighty 7age. You notice? No more purple cam gears. Got some genuine Toda ones on there. I've got some Kelford cams in there now. As big as I can go with the stock buckets with no modifications. Actually left the standard springs as well, but they look good. Bit of oven cleaner on that one. I'm going to try laser cleaning these, I believe. But the big thing today is, how do they sit in there? Can I go bigger? Do I need to go smaller? Because the size of this bay dictates everything. I know for a fact this cross member needs to get cut here for that to fit, but for this first mock-up, I'm leaving it as is. Because you never know, right? There's a small, nah, I'm kidding myself, there's a small chance that it's gonna fit, but we're gonna try it anyway, because for the sake of 2 minutes, why not? Then after that, around the back, we got some cutting to do. So we've got the spare tyre well down here, that's got to get cut out. If the subframe's got any chance to fit, that is in the way. So when we get under, get up here with me, that is the big bit that drops down and it's just going to be in the way. I dare say, even up here, this is going to have to get radii as well, or at least the front. We'll see, potentially the whole thing. And obviously the strut tower, because that's a weak, puny little thing for a single bolt. Today is a lot of mock-up, a lot of cut-up, and just see where we end up. Moment of truth. The engine is up on the crane. We're going to see how it sits in there. It is not sitting how I want on the crane, and right now, I'm just going to deal with it. Because that's about all I can do. I really don't know how this is going to play out. I might have to get the jack involved. Just have to try and get it into position and see what happens. I wish I had a third arm. No, I don't look like a freak. But it would make this look easier. Alright, we're tilted way too far forward. If I adjusted where I'm sitting on the rope, I could fix that. Or if I put a jack under the sump, I'd fix that. Let's go for jack under the sump. All right, jack under the sump. Take 2 at getting this bastard in there. And I can already see we're stuck on the back. So, that's not ideal. Let's try to go a little bit further deep in. Alright, cutting time. I hope I can get through this with the grinder, but good luck to me. Grinder, not so successful. Let's get the reciprocating saw. Let's see if this gets the job done. I just don't want to lie on the ground and use the grinder. Success, bloody success. This is how much I had to cut out. This is where the steering rack mounts. It's a future problem. But, let's get this bloody thing in again, eh? I think it's a bit squarer on the rope this time. Far out. This is when I realise how much work I'm actually in for. Not saying I'm not capable, just saying I don't have that much spare time. Pretty much just been spending either Saturday or Sunday out here or in the garage working on it so far, as customer work's been bloody crazy. I wish I could just take a month off to knock this bloody car out. If people didn't need all their wiring done, I would. But it's been busy. And this crane doesn't roll very good. You guys ever have those days where you're not really in the mood to work on cars, but you kind of just want to get it done? That's me today. I'm excited for the progress, but not in the steps that take to get there today. Alright. It's definitely sitting a bit more level. We're lower. We're swinging, very much swinging indeed. So let's chuck this back under the sump, my freshly painted black sump that I'm ruining. Just so I can support this a little bit. We can go deeper. All right. That might be it. There it is sitting in there. At the moment, this trumpet is hitting the clutch booster, clutch master. We're about as far back as I want to go with it, which is perfect. I need to try this beam across here, but that looks good. You see, I've got the dip under the sump there. You might not be able to see it for the steering rack. That is what it is. But I think the engine needs to go that way a little bit. I'm going to try and find probably go off the centre here and just try and square it up, I reckon. If I can get that square, I can mark on the firewall where I've actually got a cut, which doesn't look as bad as I expected at this point. But yeah, let's find out now. Bear with me, a bit of off-camera work, just so I can knock out this hard bits, eh? So hear me out on this one. This is the plan. Down here, obviously everything's been cut out. We can't put a steering rack where it's meant to be. And move it further forward in front of that pole. Put it there, bit of roll cage tube or something similar across, mounting plate off, mount the steering rack onto that nice and strong, probably triangulate it a little bit. Have to cut out a bit more of that for the exhaust. But then down here, these knuckles, we got the pickup point on the back, which is going to be no good. Thinking we put the left hand knuckle on the right, the right hand knuckle on the left. I think that's going to be okay. I don't know what it's going to do for the geometry. Probably going to have to cut and weld the knuckles up anyway for the little bit of lock I want. But yeah, let me know what you think of that one. I think it's got potential for a lot of balls ups to happen, but could also work. And then the other bit as well is going to be the engine mount, so it's going to come off here. I'm thinking to run the steering column across, which I might even be able to use make the mounts out of, is a bit of box tube here, make a pedestal. Actually, I reckon that could be the go. That might be the situation actually. Make that pedestal, bit of 3mm plate, 5mm plate, all sorts. Just see what I've got lying around, make it work strong. And yeah, that way I can go engine mount down to there, nice Range Rover flat little puck mounts when they arrive. Oh, it's going to be a lot of work making them, but yeah, really got to get the tunnel cut so I can get the gearbox in there and get the angles right, which means I got to get the rear end kind of in there. So I got to strip down this interior. Again, no point filming this, just for the sake of it, imagine me ripping all the interior out and putting it in a pile. You'll see the pile soon, let your imagination go wild, and then we can start covering stuff up. Just a little bit, not too much yet. Fair to say at this point there's no turning back, eh? She's well and truly fucked. We have got her stripped right down. Only a couple of things left. Clutch pedal needs to stay as it's a reference point for the tunnel. That hole is the steering shaft point. That has to stay, otherwise I'm in for a really bad time. But yeah, need to make that tunnel bigger. Definitely the front half needs to go bigger. The back might nearly be. Might have to go a little bit more there. Obviously fuel hat, she's gone. There's nothing under there. Need to cut out that spare tyre well. Roll the diff under. So yeah, cut the spare tyre well out. Cut the tunnel out. Basically work out where the gearbox is going to fit from this point. We'll grab the paint marker. Just got a fresh one brought to me by Corey, which I'm very thankful for. Yeah, mark the firewall. Get that firewall all marked up and just work out where I've got to cut. Make some stuff fit. Not that I can mount anything. Still got to order some steel and all that jazz. Just want to see if the front fits, see if the rear subframe fits, find out what I've really got to go cutting. Now she's naked, she's starting to look like a project. Excited? Yes. Nervous? Yes. Regretful? Very much yes. Let's get this done. That doesn't actually seem that crazy. So very, very rough marks there, but we got a little angle down there, straight across there, down. Obviously extend the tunnel pretty far back for the box. But yeah, it's not as much cutting as I expected. Hopefully I don't cut too much. If I do, bugger it. Yeah, I mean, looking at this now we can see it properly. I reckon I'm going to build a pedestal off here, sort of like a square pedestal, put the mount on top of it, probably about here, and then one bar straight across between the pedestal, and that will be enough to strengthen that up. And then just build those points there, move them forward to here. She should be good. Honestly, a couple of the jobs seem easier, which probably means I'm going to get screwed over with one of the next jobs, so push through one problem at a time. I don't know about your classifications of a win, but to me that looks like one. Look at that hole. Honestly, probably a little bit too small in the sides, but at the moment, she's perfect. And it goes the whole way through. But that's all I'm going to do for the engine bay at the moment. Until I get something to build the pedestals, to build the mounts, not much point going on, and I'll order a tunnel. I think I'm just going to order a tunnel I've used before, which I like the shape of, from MadDat. A little bit more than I'd like to pay for one, but oh, she's off-centered. But that'll get fixed up. Then I'll put the tunnel in, weld around it. The rear end though, look at that. We got a diff. Echo with a bloody diff in the back. That's bloody cool. Kind of fits, kind of doesn't. Needs to come up a little bit more. Pretty much I'm going to get it up to floor height, which easy enough to achieve. I've got some S13 rear towers and mounts to go in it, but can you see here, get down on the ground with me, we are hitting that rail quite dramatically, and the front mounting point, which you're going to have to take my word on it, because you can't, oh, you might get it under there. Yeah, you can see that bracket height folding down. We're hitting that as well. You can actually see where we're hitting the rail there. So we're going to whip a hell of a lot out yet. But that's going to be the next video, I reckon. Then we'll just put a bit of floor pan in here afterwards. Fuel cell's going to be sitting in here behind the back seat. Kind of feel like I'm finishing on a win. Although I've cut the car up a hell of a lot. It's exciting. We've got a project on our hands now, guys. Let me know what you think anyway. Let me know if I fuck something up stupid. And just give me your opinion, eh? Anyway, that's me done for the day. Next week, we're going to start making this car look like a car again. Or potentially cutting more out of it. I don't know. Could go either extreme at this point.